Happy Monday, everyone. It's Kyle, Azor Hype. We're now less than 2 weeks away from Game of Thrones Season 8. And last night, HBO released 2 new promo trailers featuring an Arya and Jon reunion with some epic new shots of the Battle of Winterfell and, of course, more dragons. In this video, we're going to do a shot-by-shot breakdown of this new footage and get hyped for Season 8. So, let's jump into the video. Let's start off with the shot of Jon Snow in the Godswood that was featured in the official Season 8 trailer. We now know that it's Arya who is approaching Jon, as he no doubt is contemplating the news of being Aegon Targaryen, the son of Rhaegar and Lyanna Stark. It's going to be a very difficult final journey for Jon, as he has so much on his plate. He's going to need the support of Arya, especially when he's going to be facing this identity crisis. But the thing is, Arya really doesn't care if Jon is Aegon Targaryen. In Arya's eyes, Jon is her true brother and someone who is worthy of her respect and her admiration. Arya is also the one that is most likened to Jon's mother, Lyanna Stark. And while Jon's parents are both dead, Arya can provide him with the support he needs by having his back. In a recent interview, Maisie Williams stated that we should go back and rewatch Season 1, as there is many callbacks in Game of Thrones Season 8, as we are returning to where we first started. This is reinforced in the voiceover when we hear Samwell Tarly say, "Think back to where we started," and Jon Snow reply, "Now it's just us." It's no coincidence that it's Samwell and Arya who are connected to Jon being upset in this moment. These are people that love and respect Jon more than anyone, and for who he is. But I hope this doesn't mean that the Night King has wiped out the Night's Watch, and that Dolorous Edd and the others have been killed. It's highly likely that we are going to see multiple scenes where Jon has discussions with other characters about the bombshell that he is the heir to the Iron Throne. But this shot could be Arya trying to connect with Jon after he finds out that his close friend has died after the wall has been breached. Next, we have a continuation of the shot where we see Sansa marveling at Drogon and Rhaegal flying over Winterfell. We now also see Tyrion, Davos, and Varys next to a bunch of dragonglass, shocked at what is likely Daenerys and Jon Snow riding dragons. I think this makes sense, since the original trailer we have this beautiful shot where Daenerys and Jon are walking up to Rhaegal and Drogon as they finish off their dragon snacks, and we all know that one of the most badass moments of the series will be Jon riding a dragon in Game of Thrones Season 8. They set it up last season when Drogon sensed the Targaryen blood within Jon, so it looks like we are going to be getting plenty of dragon riding action with not only Daenerys but also Jon Snow in Season 8. Jon Snow is one of the best fighters, if not the best fighter left, and Jon having Rhaegal as an extra outlet to help him defeat the Night King in the Army of the Dead is an absolutely huge X factor for the final battle. It's also a really good sign that there is dragonglass literally scattered all over Winterfell. We saw this previously in the other trailer where Gendry has a bunch of dragonglass around him, but if they are going to have a fighting chance, they need as many people with the proper weapons to be able to fight back against the Army of the Dead. Next, we have a new shot of Jon Snow lighting candles in the crypts of Winterfell, and if we brighten the shot, we can actually see the statue of Ned Stark in the background. After Jon has settled down after the initial shock of when he learns the truth about his mother and father, I think he will be paying his respects to his uncle Ned and his mother Lyanna as well. A huge part of Jon Snow's journey and identity has been linked to him thinking that he's a bastard. But to find out that Ned risked everything to protect him, and finding out that he promised his mother Lyanna Stark that he would look after him, will empower him to move forward and now protect what's left of House Stark. This is reinforced in the voiceover when Jon blows up the candles in the crypts of Winterfell and says, "We need to end this war." Jon will no doubt experience many moments of sadness in Game of Thrones Season 8, but I also believe this will make him even stronger than before, allowing him to make a final transformation into the man he needs to become in the endgame. Because there is no way Jon Snow is going to let the Night King just waltz in and destroy Winterfell, his home, without a fight. This connects us to the other teaser trailer where Tyrion says, "We must fight together now or die," with Sansa and Daenerys behind him. I find this shot very interesting because not only did we see Tyrion extremely concerned at the end of last season when he found out that Jon Snow and Daenerys were in love, but also because Tyrion is in between Sansa and Daenerys in this shot. Tyrion is one of the most important characters in our story because of his wisdom, his intellect, and because he connects people together. There's going to be some difficulties when Daenerys arrives to Winterfell because Jon will announce that he bent the knee just like Tyrion Stark bent the knee to Aegon Targaryen when he first conquered Westeros. And while some people suspect that Tyrion will betray Daenerys somehow for Cersei, I truly think that Tyrion understands what's at stake. This connects us nicely to what Jaime, Tyrion's brother, is saying in the other version of the teaser when he says this goes beyond loyalty, this is all about survival. I suspect that some people will call out Jaime and Tyrion of the mistrust of House Lannister in the North and because of what's transpired over the past 7 seasons. But we have characters like Brienne of Tarth and Jon Snow and others that will have to step up to the plate to make sure everyone is on the same page. I would actually like to see Sansa chime in after Tyrion in the scene, especially since so many people think that Sansa will dislike Daenerys. I think it would be wicked if Sansa did what Jon did for her before he left for Dragonstone when he appointed her as Queen in the North. After all, the lone wolf dies and the pack survives, and having a pack mentality will be integral if the realms of men are to defeat the army of the dead. However, Daenerys will be facing criticism in Winterfell, and in this shot we can now see that it's Jorah Mormont who's going to be talking to Daenerys, and more than likely after the reveal that Jon Snow is a Targaryen. Jorah loves Daenerys, but we also know that he wants Daenerys to be happy and safe, and knows that Jon is an honorable man and served under his father, Jorah Mormont, in the Night's Watch. The scene is almost an exact mirror shot of the one we see with Jon and Arya in the Godswood. And we know that Daenerys trusts Jorah and she knows that Jorah loves her. So I think that Jorah will provide a similar type of support that Arya provides for Jon as these revelations come to the forefront. There's also quite a few new shots showing us more of the Battle of Winterfell. We see the Unsullied here, looking like they're forming a phalanx or a shield wall as they're getting ready to fight the army of the dead. We see people rushing to the high walls of Winterfell where there's mist and fire everywhere, so White Walkers are coming. And in this shot, we see Arya Stark doing her water dancing with what looks to be like a dragonglass spear and possibly even killing a White Walker. After she kills this White Walker, there's this weird black mist that shoots up in the air. And we're definitely going to have Arya fight some sort of White Walker and Whites, or maybe even the Night King in Game of Thrones Season 8. We also see this shot of Sandor Clegane. He's looking scared as hell, and there's fire everywhere. And then we see Beric Dondarrion, who looks to be shouting at him in the background with his flaming sword. This shot was a bit too blurry for me to enhance to see who is behind Beric, but I actually think this could be Tormund Giantsbane behind Beric. This could connect us with the other shot we see with Tormund, Dolorous Edd, and Beric in the official trailer, but it definitely looks like Sandor, who is all bloodied up, is going to have a panic attack during the Battle of Winterfell because of the fire and death that is surrounding him everywhere. But something is really weird about this shot. I have a feeling that I think Beric is going to die in this scene, and I actually think that he's going to end up saving Sandor when he's having his panic attack. He's going to somehow sacrifice himself because he knows that the Hound is going to play an important role in the War for Dawn. Now, onto what I believe is the actually most interesting shot of the trailer, and it's the shot of Daenerys having her back turned towards Jon with this fireplace. I think a lot of people will say that this is Daenerys after she learns about who Jon truly is, but this actually, it's not even at Winterfell. This is Dragonstone. If we look more closely at the fireplace, it has the same marking as when Daenerys was sitting down in this scene. And we also have to take a close look at Daenerys' hair. It's very much like Khal Drogo's as she's getting ready for battle. Or this is after the Battle of Winterfell and they've had to retreat to Dragonstone after losing a big chunk of their forces to the army of the dead and the Night King. I think we will see Jon and Daenerys have their fair share of struggles in Season 8 with their relationship, but they've both come so far, and I just think that they're going to work things out and fight together until the very end. While these teasers had mostly recycled footage from the official trailer, I still think we are getting a second major trailer, maybe tomorrow or hopefully tomorrow or sometime this week. So, and when it drops, I'm 100% going to be going live and we can take a look at it together and get hype as Game of Thrones is 13 days away. Less than 2 weeks, everyone. But what do you all think about these new teasers? Are you even more excited and hyped for Game of Thrones Season 8? I'd love to hear all of your thoughts, your theories, and let me know about the things that really stood out to you in these new teaser trailers. Also, some new collaborations are on the way this week, so be on the lookout for those epic new videos. And thank you to everyone who has donated to the GoFundMe for Con of Thrones. I really appreciate your generosity and support to help me get to Nashville for Con of Thrones 2019. Thanks again for watching, everyone, and I'll see you all in the next video. Hype and love.
Hype and love.
Hype and love. Hype and love.
Hype and love.
Hi, Hype and Love family. We're at Con of Thrones.
Hype and love.
Our family here at Dallas, Con of Thrones. Can we get a hype and love?
Hype and love!